Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for another webinar brought to you by Rags to Riches, where owners share their experiences. And this past weekend, I had the phenomenal pleasure of entertaining and educating, I hope, a group of owners at the ranch at Hill Country Harvest. And they chose a team leader, and I'm delighted to say that their team leader is joining us today to talk to you a little bit about Hill Country Harvest and the experience that she had there. Her name is Kelly Weber. She's with Kelly's Cleaning Service. But I will let Kelly introduce you herself and tell you a little bit about her company. Welcome, Kelly, and thank you for taking the time to share your experiences with our audience.
Hi, thanks for calling and giving me the opportunity. We have been in business. We're in northern Kentucky, greater Cincinnati area. We've been in business for 22 years, but we actually incorporated it in 1999. So about almost 16 years we've been incorporated. So I was actually one of those trunk cleaners that after you get into business, you realize, oh, maybe we shouldn't go that route. So we decided that we needed to incorporate, and we're actually an S corporation. So I have it's a Christian-based company. I love to clean, and so I decided to turn it into something that I love to do, and the Lord has just guided us along the way, and we've got some little bumps and the bruises as we've gone, and so that's why I came to see you.
But you do, I mean, bumps and bruises, you do $421,000 a year, which is great. And then you said you have 2 full-time residential cleaners, 3 full-time commercial, 2 part-time residential, and 3 part-time commercial, which is something I think you're trying to get solidified. Is that correct, Kelly?
Yes.
Okay. And then you have 2 teams of 2, and residential you have 4 individuals, and you might change that as well. So, and $10 to $12 an hour is great. So let's talk a little bit about, as you said, you came to the ranch with a specific reason. What were you seeking when you decided you needed to do something more than what you were doing?
The main reason in coming to the ranch is we want to grow the business. We want to be able to bring on more people in the community that can feel comfortable about the jobs that they're doing. But for me, not really finding the jobs are the hard part. It's about finding the people that I feel like can do the jobs. And I feel like that after being at the ranch and talking, that maybe I'm one of those people that maybe have a super high expectations, and I realize that I don't have to have those in order to be able to take care of customers and to be able to bring more people on with your help. Obviously, there was a lot of aha moments, and I know that we've talked about that at the ranch, but that was really the main thing. I want to grow my business, and I want to be able to bring more people on, and I want to be able to just enjoy the work that I love to do.
Good, good. And you also wanted to create an employee manual.
I did. You would say, why didn't you have an employee manual? You've been in business for, almost 22 years. We did have an employee manual, but it wasn't really something that was brought out. It was individual sheets of paper that we had, just basic information and stuff on. And I kept thinking there has to be a better way. And you've said it so many times, a structured system is the way to go. And again, coming to the ranch and seeing this in place, I know that this is what we need, and I know that the employee manual will be the heart of Kelly's Cleaning Service moving forward. And that is going to be something that is going to be key for our success and being able to grow the business and to being able to bring more people on.
Good, good. So what made you choose Rags to Riches myself?
I have heard a lot about Rags to Riches through a very good friend who we became friends over the last several years from Helping Hands in Chicago. And she sang your praises all the time. again, I think I was a little maybe intimidated based on her singing your praises and the quantity of work that you provided to a lot of different cleaning companies, that I didn't really feel like that maybe I was, you know, deemed okay to maybe contact you. And I think I had a little bit of a meltdown right before the holidays, and Gosha was like, I'm going to get a hold of Sharon, you need to get a hold of her. So I thank Gosha greatly for passing you on to me, and now it's up to me to take what you have taught me and to do what I need to do.
Good, very good. And then, of course, I have the individual sessions, and now I've started the group sessions. What made you decide to do a group session versus an individual session, or even a do-it-yourself session? Why not stay there and do it rather than invest the money to come here?
I'll be honest with you, a lot of it was the money. 2 points. First point, I wanted you to come to my establishment, and I'll be honest with you, I wanted you to do the work for me. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to roll it out. I didn't know where the first clue was, even though I've been in business for 22 years and I've been doing this a long time. It's a whole different strategy on the other side of it when you're trying to put systems in. So money was a big thing for me. When I had talked to you and we had talked about possibly doing a group setting, and I thought, you know what, I would get the opportunity to meet with you, meet with other, you know, homeowners or your business owners that do residential homes and stuff, that I felt that it was the best thing for me to do. And really the times that I spoke to you, you've always made me feel like I was a somebody and not a nobody, and that was huge for me to be able to make that decision to come to you.
Well, and I guess you are somebody because you won the team captain vote by a landslide. So I'm not the only one who feels that way, which is really cool, definitely. So you talk about your apprehensions that you were concerned. I could see that in your voice. What were some of your apprehensions that other companies might have as well before they make a decision like this?
I think for me, I know what I do as far as the cleaning process of the houses. I get that. I mean, you have to be able to know, you have to be able to talk your business, and you need to be able to understand it. For me, a lot of it was understanding the numbers in my company, being able to really express them when I'm asked, you know, if I'm called upon, you know, to be able to give those numbers. You know, that was a big thing. Not sure, you know, of are my numbers smaller than somebody else's numbers? You know, would it have been an embarrassing situation for me coming out there? Would I have, you know, was I able to get my return on my investment by spending the money to come out to you? But, you know, obviously that has to be up to me. And then, you know, I just wanted to be able to clearly express myself, and would I have been able to do that? And so those apprehensions, they were all addressed. That's what I had coming into it. But when I left, the apprehensions went away, and I am learning about the numbers. I definitely know that my return investment is going to come back, you know, tenfold for me. And you completely addressed my concerns along with the other people that we were with.
Good, good. So the expectations you had, you basically have gone over, was how to roll out. Well, not really. What expectations did you have? I mean, what did you want to be able to do when you left there?
Yeah, I wanted to really, for me, I wanted to be able to empower me as a business owner to feel the confidence to be able to sit employees down and roll out the new programs, and making them feel that it was for them and not for the better of me, although a lot of our programs that we do in this type of business are for the better of the business, but you have to be able to let your employees know that it's for them. They're the ones that need to buy into it. And if they don't buy into it, then you have no programs to roll out to people because they're not going to be there. And that, for me, was a little intimidating because even though I feel like I can talk to people, sometimes I'm not really sure how to actually introduce the new idea to them.
Okay. I do have to say to you, I do not think that communications are a weak point for you. You're great at communicating, truly. You did a great job this weekend. You were, as I said, you were seen as a leader. You're a great communicator. You also wanted to be able to understand your numbers better. What did you mean by that?
Your big thing is your repeat customers. What is your repeat customers? You need to know that at the end of the day. That's, anybody that gets to know you knows that you are all about the numbers. What is it at the end of the day? How was I really to understand what it was that you were trying to say? Because you know what? I'll be honest with you, I probably think that there are probably 70% of businesses out there that do not know what their repeat client number is. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in a cleaning company. I mean, it could be in an embroidery business. It could be anything. That to me was kind of an eye-opener, to really understand that, because if you don't know what your numbers are, then how do you know if you're really growing? Just because you think that you've added XYZ number amount of customers each year and you say, oh, I'm growing, really, are you growing, or did you lose that many more customers than you thought that you were growing when in fact you're not? So for me, understanding my numbers is huge, and it will take a process because I'm not really a numbers person, but I am going to definitely dive into that so that I can understand it a lot better. And I know with your help, I will definitely understand it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Kelly. It's our scorecard. It's the difference between playing golf to have fun or to play golf to win, really. I mean, if you're just out there batting around, you don't keep score. But if you want to get better, you have to keep score because you don't know if you're getting better or not. This is the same thing. If you're serious about your business, you need to start keeping score. You really do. So I can't wait to have, is your wall chart up yet, Kelly?
It is not up yet. It is something that I talked to several people in our company about it, and it's just a matter of figuring out where, it's not really about figuring out where I'm going to put it. It's about basically just going out. When I got back from the ranch, I mean, I literally hit the floor going, and I haven't stopped. So this weekend is the weekend, which will be the first weekend that I've been back, that we are actually going to go ahead and we're going to get it all organized and put that on the wall. And that way Monday morning when the employees come in, they're going to go, what is this? And then I will be able to roll out part of the program.
You'll be off and rolling. From that point, there's no looking backwards. I swear it. Just never take your eye off of it. So we did put in some very long days, and I think Kelly's going to talk about that in a while. This is the group setting and the room that we all studied in every day, and she'll probably talk about that in a little while too. So Kelly, first of all, let's talk about the 3 things that surprised you the most over the weekend, like those aha moments regarding the things that you learned.
I think the biggest thing for me, because I like to talk, and I think sometimes when people like to talk, they can become very wordy, and I think a lot of people like to always share their story before they actually get to the point. And a big aha moment for me was that I didn't need to get into the grassy part of the conversation a lot, that I could learn to answer the questions and still make a customer feel that they're worthy of our service and that I wasn't putting them down. And I learned that from you because I told you coming in that I felt like I was probably going to get beat up and have some bruises coming back. And that was a good aha moment for me because it really made me realize that I can answer the question without answering the question upon more questions on top of that. So that was a good one. Another one was, I feel like as a business owner that I do try to lead my people, but I think feeling like you can lead your people and being a true leader, that was another aha moment for me, that just by the leadership style that we went through, that we have that availability to be leaders, but it actually taught me how to be a better leader. So that was really important for me as well. And then I really think a support system is important. I think all people in life, whether you're in a cleaning company, wherever you are, I think everybody should have a support system. I think the support system that we're going to have with the group that we had, I believe 100% that it was ordained by God. He brought the individuals that were there together. And I really feel like that we're all going to be held accountable to each other because we were able to build such a knit, a bond amongst ourselves. So that for me was another aha moment, because in this business there's so many times that you try to talk to other business owners in the same line of business, they do not want to talk to you. They're afraid you're going to steal their piece of pie, and that's not the case.
No, it is definitely very you guys were a very bonded group of people, but there are other venues, I have to tell you, Kelly, where other owners are very open and honest. I think normally when we get owners together, they are open and honest, as long as you're not all in the same city. I mean, that's, it makes it a little bit different because they are your direct competitors. But these people, you all were from across the country. There were 2 from Texas, and everybody else flew in from other places. So, and it was a nice, small, as you said, intimate group. It's established for 8. So 3 things that you feel that were the most valuable knowledge that you learned, not necessarily the aha moments, but things you're going to use again and again.
One of the things was on hiring new employees. I actually put that into process on Tuesday when we came back. So the hiring process for me was huge. And again, I've always tried to hire people based on recommendations from other people, and sometimes that works out and sometimes it doesn't. So for me, just realizing that the people are out there, they're like a needle in a haystack, and you gotta find them. So for me, that was good. And then the teams, how the systems work, working together in groups. I really do feel like that is a process that we at Kelly's Cleaning Service are going to roll out as far as the program, because I do believe that the systems, as far as having teams, is definitely going to work for us. And then again, I go back to that employee handbook. The employee handbook truly needs to be the heart of the business, and unless you have that, you can't operate.
Okay. Do you need to get that, Kelly?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I want you to go back. You told me the story this morning about your new hiring, I believe it was yesterday, and what you did different. I mean, you've only been gone from there for 2 or 3 days, but you already feel like you did something different from that weekend. Explain to everybody how you changed your hiring process versus what you would have done before you came out there, and what reaction you got from the employee because of that.
Well, prior to coming out, I had contacted, and I don't normally go through a temporary service. Never have I done that. But I had contacted a couple of different people. I was contacted by this temporary service about having, something that would work for our company. One of the things that I told them was I wanted to come in and actually interview the person. As far as the hiring of the new employee, one of the things that I learned from the workshop was to make yourself look like an owner. Don't be dressed in the same uniform that you're going to put them in. Make yourself stand above so that they know that they're talking to somebody that, has a little bit more authority, the owner, a supervisor. So I did that exact thing. I did not bring that person to my office. I met them at another facility to keep the surroundings just comfortable for them, but not allowing their eyes to kind of like move all over our office, because I think the distractions and stuff are there. So I dressed up, I met them at another facility, and in the program, you put in their interviewing questions. I used those interviewing questions, and it gave me a lot of insight on that individual in the small amount of time that I was able to be with them to decide whether or not they would be a good fit for our company. And it was huge. And then I had my supervisor come with me as well. He also dressed up. So the setting itself was great. And that I will not change. I will continue to definitely move forward doing that.
And then you asked her, did you not, why she would want to work for you, and what did she respond?
I did. I asked her why she would want to come and work for our company, and she said, you sound like a fun company, a fun place to work, but yet you have a lot of professionalism as well, and that to me sounds like a place that I feel like that I could work as well.
Nice. Very nice, Kelly. Yeah, Kelly said she was quite excited when that all happened. She felt very good. And you should. It's a huge step. Now, if you do the orientation person of influence the right way, you're going to have yourself a very good foundation with this new employee. So we spent a bit of time going through the cleaning processes. We got Kelly's back end here cleaning. She was our first model cleaner, and then we had somebody watching and training her, and then we trained them how to do it. So talk a little bit about that, Kelly.
The cleaning process, the core part of it, I think is awesome. The videos that you put out are top notch. If anybody doesn't come to any of your, one-on-ones or whatever, they definitely need to go to your website and they definitely need to order those because those are top notch. We as a company sort of do exactly what you're doing in the videos, with the exception that I really feel like that I need to roll this out using the aprons, putting the stuff that you have on you in the room that you need it to be so that you're not walking from one place to another. That I feel like is key. I did put the apron on. It became a little cumbersome for me, but I'm not going to throw that idea away because in anything that you do, you must give it 17 days before you can actually decide whether or not you like it. And that's when you said that, that was another aha moment because that's what I've actually told new employees that work for me. You need to give it about 3 weeks before you decide that you don't want to do it because it takes about that long to figure it out. So we're definitely going to try that, and I'm sure that I will be calling you and ordering more aprons that the employees will love.
I'm sure Kelly will do adjustments, and I want everybody to understand. It isn't that if they don't like the loops, then don't do it, but think of smaller bottles that would fit in the aprons, and I want everybody to know that my project next week is to call my apron designer and see if I can get a little bit bigger pockets, because that would be a little more fabric in each pocket because that would help everybody out a lot, and I realize that. So I learn, too, from when we get everybody together. Kelly, you want to say anything about, like, staying in the same areas, supervisors on teams?
You know what, I think that doing the 2 and or 3 teams is vital. I think for 2 reasons. First reason, for the employees themselves. Most employees enjoy having the extra person in the event that maybe they get stuck in a situation and they need help figuring it out. Having a team leader based on that 2 group or 3 group, if you had a 3 group, I think as well is, it definitely is going to help grow the camaraderie and the respect that each one of those teams will have, because that person is going to as well hold them accountable and keep them on track without making them feel like that they can't do the job, but to maybe show them other ways. Hey, I noticed that you missed this, tell me about, what's going on. And a lot of it, and I'll be honest with you, Sharon, I actually ran into this. A lot of times there are employees that I have hired that when I have gone over things with them, I've learned that they're not really that good spellers and couldn't read a lot of things. So I think the video is key. And I also think the showing the hands-on, one-on-one showing, I think that is key as well after they watch the videos and going back out and checking them.
Good, good. So we spent quite a bit of time on the cleaning process because obviously that's what it's all about, is cleaning these homes, right? If you get that done, you keep your customers. So what did you feel about, leadership is huge. Management is supposed to be a small part of your job, leadership huge. What did you feel about the leadership series?
The leadership series is something that I am probably going to watch and listen to over and over, because I think it's kind of like watching a really good movie and then you go back and you watch it and then you go, oh, aha, I didn't know that I missed that the first time around. Leadership is about empowering people and not managing them. I completely got a whole bird's eye view on leadership versus management, and leadership is very important if you want to grow your business and make the people that you have at your company feel important, and that to me is the most important thing. I want the employees to feel like they have a heart and that they're not just a number. But management side, they also need to know that they need to produce those numbers, but in order to get the numbers produced, you need to treat people like you really truly do care that they're there, and the leadership side of it really gives you the opportunity to see things that you thought you knew that you didn't really know.
Very good, Kelly.
So I'm thankful for that.
Leadership is truly what it's all about. And when you get to be 40 employees or more, you spend 10% of your time on management, 90% on leadership. Here is the group. They were so much fun, I have to tell you. We unfortunately, unfortunately one of them couldn't make it. She, right up to the last minute, she tried to come Friday night, but lots of ice storms and stuff like that. But it was, as Kelly said, that must have been ordained as well. They were a fabulous group. I mean, I look at them all, and they were just fabulous. They were a family by the time they left, no doubt about it. So what were the three things you liked the most about the venue? Or two?
I like the fact, A, that you opened it up for no distractions. I think when you're trying to learn in a setting and you're trying to get as much information as you can possibly learn based on the amount of time that you have, and we had literally less than 48 hours, I loved it that there were no distractions. We didn't have to worry about somebody coming in the room, this, that, or whatever. It was literally, it was our room. You were in charge of it. We had, everything was laid out for us. And that, to me, was huge because we didn't have to worry about, anything else getting in our way. The other thing is the venue allowed us to engage where, and again, because of the no distractions, we were able to engage upon each other and the questions, and if somebody had a hard time understanding something, it was comfortable. If you felt like you needed to get up and you needed to get a fresh breath of air or whatever, you could go out, but yet you still felt like that you were still a part of the group. So I felt the venue was. I was a little concerned, really. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'm not really so sure about it. But after getting there and seeing how it was set up, I think it's key on. It's good.
Good. On the agenda.
Wow, that was packed. I'm still trying to catch up from little sleep and stuff. But again, I mean, you know what? If you want to really grow your business, businesses don't sleep. They only grow and they stay awake all the time. So there was a lot that we covered. I mean, we got there, I believe, around 6:15 on a Friday night, and we immediately dove into it. I don't even think we got back to our rooms until, way after, 11:30 midnight. And that was good, because I think you captured the group and you were like, okay, we've got a lot going on, let's get started. And I think it was awesome. The second day was amazing, packed full of information. You literally did not give us time to really, stop and think about, what our families were doing or, what we could be doing that weekend and stuff. I mean, we were engaged in the entire weekend. So anybody that wants to do this needs to understand that it's not a little vacation. It is about growing your business, and you're going to get the information. It's there. You just gotta be willing to, put the time in and have little sleep.
So let me ask you this, Kelly, because I know lots of people go to conventions and they go to seminars and they leave and they're quite overwhelmed, and you got a lot more information than that. Do you feel, however, and I'm hoping you do, so I'm hoping the answer is yes, but do you feel that because we use a to-do list and we go through it in the way you would bring them on board, do you feel overwhelmed, or do you feel like you know what you need to do?
Oh, I totally know that I need a to-do list. Absolutely. A to-do list is vital for being able to run any kind of a business, and having that to-do list that you had for us and was good. It was good.
So, but more my question, Kelly, is, yeah, having a to-do list is one thing, but knowing what to put on it is another. Do you feel like you have a handle on what you need to do, or do you feel like now you have to sit down and take all this information I gave you, absorb it, and figure out what to do, or do you feel like you're ready to start implementing?
I feel like that I know what I need to do. I need to just figure out how to break it down, because you don't really think about how long it takes to do one thing versus another thing. We all think that we can do everything. We have 15 things and we think we're going to be able to get all 15 things done, and how many times have we written down, this is what I'd like to get accomplished today, and out of that 15 things, you get 2 accomplished because you don't realize the amount of time that it takes. I feel like for me and my company, that is going to be vital. Is it going to be easy for me to do? No. It's going to take some time, and I'm going to probably screw it up a few times until I get it right, literally, because I think I'm going to think, oh, it's not going to take that long to do this, and I might schedule less time on one thing and more time on something else, and realize, you know what, this is not what I needed to do. And I feel like that I'll be able to put more things in my day, and basically the to-do list for me is going to be my accountability partner for me on paper.
Great. Well, I can see I really got the to-do list across to you guys, which is fabulous, and I feel like you probably do know what to put on it. So it's just a matter now of like you said, maneuvering the time to get it done. And as I said to you in the class, you'll always be 3 hours behind every night when you go to bed, but you'll have a lot more done than you used to. So what did you like about the size of the group?
Like I said before, you get to know everybody. You're not intimidated by being able to share your information. When you have more than really eight or more people, I think becomes cliques. Maybe, a couple people might group up together and become more their own agenda, where with the group that, we had, we were all just all there together. And, when one person had something to say, we all were able to listen. And it wasn't a case that there was too many people in there that person was talking and then so somebody else wasn't hearing what they were saying. So I think the smaller groups are great. And I definitely feel like, 8 was a great number, although we had 7 in our group. But I feel like even if the 8th person was there, I don't think it would have taken away from, the 7 of us. I think it would have just given us that one more person to give us that much more help to figure out, what we're doing or what we're not doing. So I liked it. I'm good with it. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to utilize that process when I get ready to have meetings with the employees, and not maybe necessarily, have large group meetings and stuff, because you can get away from the point that you're trying to make.
Well, and that's exactly why I always had supervisor meetings, because you break that down, and clearly why I have one-on-ones with the teams, because there's no way you're going to find out what they're thinking. I, too, thought it was a good number. As I said to them, I'll be real honest on why I picked 8, because I have a dining room table that holds 8, and I have a training room that holds 8. So it's a good thing. It's a good number. So Kelly said she feels that their group will always stay close. I think they will, too. They were amazing. One thing that we found interesting was we had 7 different companies there. The other one would have been the 8th company, rather than 2 people from one company. And I have to think about that because it did give it really nice dynamics.
Yeah, you and I, we talked about that, and when I got there, I was a little surprised. You know, and the reason why I say that is because you and I had talked, and I was thinking about maybe bringing somebody else from our company with me, and it didn't work out. But after we got there, and I realized that, you know, each company had one person representing that company, I really feel like that is really the way to go. I don't know, because if you get anybody else, you know, if you get 2 or more people from a company, I don't really think you're going to get true, honest answers, because I don't think people will want to be as open and honest to really give you the information that you're looking for to help them grow. And the whole purpose is to really help them grow. You're not there to, you know, scour them about the things that they're doing. You're there to make them aware of what they are doing, and is that the proper way that they think they're going to grow. Obviously, we're coming because we're not growing, or we are looking for other things. So, yeah, I definitely think not having more than one person from a company is definitely the way, you know, way not to go. Yeah, I mean, definitely just the one person.
So how about the food, Kelly? Did you starve?
Oh, my gosh. I gained so much weight. I literally was like, you're like, oh, okay, here, we're getting ready to eat dinner, and I'm going, wait a minute, we just had lunch. I mean, no, the food was, you did an amazing job. I mean, it was 5-star quality food, amazing food. Love the fact that you took the opportunity to ask us about our, you know, our needs based on, you know, what we like, what we don't like, and you incorporated that. Not every single time in every meal, but there were meals that I literally, when I was eating, I was like, you know what? Sharon paid attention. She knows that I didn't like this. They got that. I didn't get this. And you were amazing. You did a great job. Thank you. It was really good.
Thank you.
Then I had to go back and had to eat my own food. So that
yeah, I tried to take her plate away, and she said, no, I'm still working on it. But she didn't eat it all because Kelly's a tiny little thing. And the whole group was in such good shape, so it was really fun. Do you feel oh, by the way, I guess we didn't even talk about, you know, we did have a hayride, we did do some other things, but maybe we'll hit that at the end. Do you feel your expectations were met?
This part, yes. To be 100%, in order for me to have those expectations completely met, it is now up to me. You were able to, I'm the horse, and you brought me to the water, and you showed it to me, and if I don't choose to drink from it, then I'm the only one that can be upset with myself. So I feel like the information was there, and now I just need to make it work. So, yeah,
good.
I do.
Good. Some of your other feedback, you would have liked a little more time, I see, spent on some things.
I would. Yeah, I think for myself, the pricing matrix, maybe a little bit more time spent on that. Obviously, I know that each market is a little bit different based on, you know, what their rate of sales and stuff are. You know, that I would have liked to have had a little bit more, I don't know, I wouldn't say one-on-one time, but maybe as a group, kind of talking about that, maybe opened it up a little bit more to the group. Yeah, so that for me was big. The wall chart, even though I believe I know what you're looking for on that, maybe just a little bit more time, maybe had one there that we could have actually had hands-on experience to maybe go up and, you know, explain, you know, what really is a repeat client, you know. I mean, because it's based on perception. What I think a repeat client is might not be what you're thinking is, and if I don't get that, then my wall chart's going to be completely off. You know, so I think maybe having a wall chart there on the wall there in the training room would be a huge help.
Okay.
You know, and then of course for me, job description. You know, just really trying to figure out, you know, who is able to do what in a company. So spending maybe a little bit more time on job description.
Well, I have taken that feedback. I want to assure anybody who comes to the next one we'll spend more time on that, so get ready to stay up another hour. Right, Kelly? They're going to love you, Kelly. We'll just have to make it until 1 o'clock in the morning. So we did have a hayride. They went. It was fun until the tire went flat. And this is a whole nother series of things that made us all so close that we won't go into. We went hunting for consulting bucks. I had hidden eggs.
Yeah.
They did have a 5-course dinner. There's some pictures of this on here. Saturday night, it was a wine pairing thing. If they drank wine, not everybody did. I don't need pictures here. I forgot to take that out, folks. Sorry. But they all had just a really, really nice time, I do believe. And it gave them time. Actually, on Saturday night, they sat at the dining room, and Carrie, who does core training, by the way, Carrie and myself and Kelly are on the bottom there. We served them, and they had dinner, and we just never even participated, so that they listened to me all day long. So they needed their night alone to be able to enjoy each other. And I hope that worked out very well. So, Kelly, thank you so much. Is there anything you would like to add?
I don't think so. I think anybody that sees this, if they have any kind of inkling that they're not sure where to go or what to do, they really need to contact you and find out when your next session is going to be. I really feel like that it is going to change their life if they want their life to change. If they say they want it to change, then go to one of your sessions. If they just want to talk and they don't want to make any action, then they need to just stay where they're at and not bother you, because I'm going to need more of you, and if they're bothering you and you're not helping them, you could be helping me.
That's a good attitude, Kelly. I assume you don't mind if they call you or contact you via email?
No, not at all. That's totally fine.
Perfect. And Kelly did a nice segue. Our next session is May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We will come in Friday night. We will leave Sunday afternoon. The schedule is posted on my website, www.successmadeeasy.com. Just search for Hill Country Harvest in the search key, and it'll bring up all the detail, the agenda, and the food is all printed there. So, Kelly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking so much time to share. Again, I want to let my audience know that these things don't happen in the 42 minutes you've been watching this. We've been getting this ready for a few hours, so Kelly has been on quite the go. This is her first webinar. It was her first big seminar. She got dressed up for her first interview. I told her, oh, my gosh, her life has just changed in a week tremendously. True, Kelly? And she's got a smile on her face. Yeah,
it's good. You know, my employees, when I came back into work on Monday after being away for the weekend, several of my employees were like, "Wow, where did you go? You look great. You look like you are just happy, happy, happy." And I told them it was a great weekend, and not only was I feeling the joy and the excitement, but that they were also going to be able to feel it as well. It was just, we just needed to tweak some things, and I'm going to roll that out to them. So they're excited too.
Well, I'm going to close it with that statement, Kelly. You are remarkably articulate. Thank you, everybody, for your time, and I will see you next Friday when we're going to bring you another interview with another one of our wonderful owners. Good night, everybody, and we hope to see you in Austin. The blue bonnets should still be out, so we'll see you May 1st. Bye now.